All right, so have a little like 10-part series I wanted to do on what took me from being a guy who loved meat and wanted nothing to do with veganism to actually becoming a vegan. And so I have like 10 different videos where I'm basically gonna go over specific influences that I had. So the first one would be Bill Pearl, who's not even a vegan, he's a vegetarian, but if you've seen some of my videos, you may have seen me allude to him before. Like, not very much, just in passing, but basically, when I was 10, my parents got divorced, and my mom dated a few guys for a couple years, and one of the guys she dated was this really, really cool police officer with really big muscles. And like, at a time she was dating him and like this one doctor guy, and the doctor guy was like super obsessive compulsive and like didn't have a very good demeanor. You didn't like really enjoy being around him. He was just like smart and successful. But the police officer like totally had his act together, had like a powerful presence, was like strong and in control, but also like open and good with kids and good with people. Like, you know, like different people get drawn to law enforcement, and a lot of them kind of seem like little douchebags with like some kind of love for power, but then there's others who just want to make a positive difference, who want to make the world a better place, or want to serve and protect, or want to basically just the serve and protecting that might, like, it will draw in like protector type people. And that's what this guy was. He was one of those big strong guys that like to protect people, so he made you feel safe. So our mom asked my sister and I which one we like better, the doctor or the big police officer. We're like, oh, the police officer, man, he's awesome. So she ended up marrying him. And you know, like a lot of people that lift weights and whatnot, he had a lot of different books and whatnot, and one of his books was Getting Stronger by Bill Pearl. And so Bill Pearl was like a little bit older than Arnold Schwarzenegger, like maybe a decade or more. And so he was like a Mr. Universe and stuff before Arnold really went big. So in the bodybuilding world, he was a famous guy, but a lot of people haven't heard of him. Anyway, I read that book because he had like big muscles and whatnot, and I liked big, strong guys when I was a kid. I thought they were really cool, and I wanted to be like that when I grew up. So one part of the book I was reading, I saw he was a vegetarian, and that just boggled my mind because there's stereotypes out there. And not just with vegans, but just even with vegetarians. Like, you know, like you think people like Gandhi when you think vegetarian, when you're a regular, uneducated person who's unaware of the facts. And so that just totally boggled my mind. I'm like, how on earth did this guy get such big muscles being a vegetarian? So that was the first seed. That was the very first thing. So, you know, as time went on, my love of strength and whatnot, I would study people, and Bill Pearl's name came up more times because he was strong. Like the old school bodybuilders, there were a lot more of them who were strong, but they still all weren't strong even back then. But like, I'm speaking relatively, I think anyone who spends a ridiculous amount of time in the gym and has big muscles is obviously going to be a lot stronger than a regular person. But like, proportionately speaking, some people are a lot more show and a lot less go. Like, they'll have big, huge muscles and look good, but they won't really be that strong because that's not their goal. Their goal is to have big muscles and look good. So they get strength in the process, but not the kind of strength a person whose goal is to actually be strong. But Bill Pearl was big and strong. Strength was important to him, so he lifted to be big and strong and look good, but he lifted a lot specifically for strength too, and he could do a lot of cool things like rip license plates in half and stuff, so he was legit. So yeah, that was the very first influence, and basically have like 9 more, so I'll make a video about each.